Hello everybody, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. There is so much I want to talk about. For starters, very important F1 update. It was announced, I think it was this week, F1 was no longer going to be on ESPN, which is incredibly upsetting. They were officially switching to Apple TV. I was annoyed with this for many reasons. One, that wasn't like the reason that we got a ESPN. There was a couple of sports that we wanted to watch. I can still watch hockey, so it's still worth it to have ESPN. But for me personally, those were the only two that I cared about. And now F1's not on ESPN anymore. And I was annoyed that Apple TV got it because I don't have Apple TV. Or I didn't until my sister got the subscription. I'm so excited because we didn't even get ESPN until the end of last season, so I couldn't even watch last season, which it was the first official season that I really got into F1, because I was interested before that, but I didn't really follow it until 2025, but I couldn't watch it because we didn't have ESPN at the time, and then they switched providers or whatever. So I'm so excited because this is gonna be such a good season. I'm so excited for so many different reasons. Last season was really good. Lando getting the championship, I don't want to sound dramatic, but that was such a groundbreaking thing for Formula 1 and for all of the drivers. That was really, it was monumental, because for the last 4 years it was Max, which love Max, it's not against him, but we went from, I think Lewis got 5 years in a row, and then Max for 4, so there was nobody else. It was just Mercedes and Red Bull for the longest time. So not only McLaren getting the championship, but Lando getting it, a fairly new young driver, absolutely groundbreaking, absolutely historic. So I'm really hoping that this kind of sets up some new people kind of breaking through and getting more podiums and getting the championship. I have a little bit of a bias in who I want to win this year. I think that he's proved himself time and time again, and I think it's finally his time. I really want Charles. I really want Charles to win. I think he needs this. I think he deserves it. I think he's really worked hard for this and has proven himself time and time again that to be able to be the champion this year would be so amazing for him and so amazing for Ferrari, because oh my goodness, I don't even know the last time that Ferrari was the champion. I don't know, because last time Lewis won, he was with Mercedes. They really haven't won in a long time, so this would be great for both of them. I know obviously McLaren won last year, but I would love for Oscar to win. I think that would be so amazing. He was just fantastic last season, and I think it got overshadowed, obviously, because Lando won, and Lando obviously had such a great season too, that I think that made Oscar's season kind of get overshadowed a little bit. Not that he tried, not that Lando tried to do that, but that's how it went, and that's unfortunate. But I think Oscar's had a real chance this year too. Also Kimi was doing great in the testing, and he was great last year too. That would also be incredible if Kimi could get it, especially because he's so new and he was replacing Lewis Hamilton. The fact that happened anyway was insane, and then for him to be such a great driver anyway, I couldn't imagine that, honestly, filling the shoes of Lewis Hamilton. I'm just so excited. I think it's gonna be such a good year. Cadillac and Audi are joining. There's so much changing this year, apparently. I'm so excited, and the fact that this is going to be the first year that I can actually fully watch. I genuinely don't know, I just always want Charles to win. I just love Charles Leclerc so much, and I always am just a little bit biased towards him, but I think he's just got such a chance this year. He got fastest overall in the testing season, so I don't think it's something to sleep on with him, I just think he's deserved it for so long. He's been doing so great the last couple of years, and I just think that it always kind of gets slightly overshadowed a little bit. I think he needs a win. think he definitely is his year. But I would also be so excited if Oscar or Kimmy got it. Or anybody, really. Anybody other than Lewis or Max, honestly, would be incredible. I don't, unfortunately, as much as I love Lando Norris, I don't see him doing it a second year, though. And I almost hope that he doesn't, like, right away. Eventually, I want him to win again, obviously. But I feel like if he wins 2 years in a row, I feel like we're just going to be set up for another, like, constant win. You know? Like, kind of with Max and Lewis, like, the past couple of years. It's only been those two. And so I don't want that to happen again, even though it would be Lando. I don't know. It's going to be a great season, though. I'm so excited. Speaking of things that are happening in March, Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I'm so excited. I loved Daredevil, like the old, I don't even know what it was, 2018, the original Daredevil show. I loved that show so much. Daredevil and Punisher, honestly. I was such a big fan, well, still am, but I am such a big fan of those. And honestly, those two as a whole, love John Bernthal. Oh my goodness. When they talked about doing Born Again, I was so excited because for many reasons. One, this brought Daredevil into the MCU, which is insane, and along with him, Punisher. Which, obviously, like, Daredevil was teased to be in the MCU when he was in Spider-Man, but, like, he didn't get, like, his fair kind of shot yet. So, with this show, which is incredible, by the way, I'm so excited because it kind of retells the story of Daredevil because they're not following the show, like the original show. They're not really following it fully. They're not completely pretending like it didn't happen, but they're also kind of not following everything in a weird way. I looked it up because I watched the show. I'm a little bit behind on my MCU stuff, which pains me, but we all agreed that we'd watch it as a family. We'd all watch it together, and so I've been waiting for everybody, and we just haven't watched it yet, so I've been a little out of order. But I watched Daredevil Born Again because nobody else watched the show, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna watch it then because you guys don't know it. So I watched it. But I looked it up because the first episode I was like so confused and I kind of felt like I was like missing something. So I looked it up because I was like, what was I supposed to watch before I watched this? And apparently Echo comes kind of before because Kingpin was a part of that show. And obviously Kingpin's a part of Daredevil. So apparently you're supposed to watch Echo before you watch Born Again, which I didn't. So I didn't have to stop watching it. Like, I was worried that I was gonna have to watch Echo before I got to watch the rest of the show. But it was just kind of the beginning of the first episode that was a little weird for me. But after a while, it kind of stopped connecting as much. But I watched it, I don't actually know. I don't remember when that was. I guess, was it over the winter? I don't remember when it came out. I watched it when it came out, whenever that was. And I was obsessed immediately. But I was kind of caught off guard because I don't remember what first happened that I was like, hey, that either already happened or like, it was just something was weird. I think it was something with Matt and Karen because obviously if you know anything about Daredevil, how it ended, they just kind of weren't the same. I don't remember exactly if they weren't friends at the actual end of the show or if they just kind of were like kind of not talking or like they were like off and on as friends. But when Karen showed up in Born Again, that was like, that didn't happen. Like, they were kind of like flirting, and I was like, hold up, what are we doing here? So I looked it up, and apparently they're like not completely erasing the first show, but they're not continuing with all of the storyline. Like, they're not retelling Daredevil of like how he got his powers or like how whatever his backstory, but they're not necessarily following everything that happened from the original shows, which also means that they're not completely following Punisher because they were connected. MCU-wise, we haven't gotten into the Punisher stuff yet. Obviously, he was in Born Again, but he's getting his own, I think it's supposed to be a show. I don't see him getting a movie and Daredevil getting a show. Obviously, he's getting his own, I think it's this year or next year. So we'll dive more into, like, Frank's story, but I could assume that they're going to do the same thing, because if they're not telling the same Daredevil story, they're probably not going to be telling the same Punisher story. But I'm so excited, because it's such a good show. So I'm very excited for season 2 because it left off on such a interesting cliffhanger, and I'm so interested to see where they go with this. And also I just love Daredevil and Punisher, so I'm beyond excited that they are officially a part of the MCU. So you may be curious by the time that you're watching this why it's not March yet, and that is because I'm filming most of these videos kind of ahead of time, not on purpose, but I haven't actually, like, in real time as I'm filming this video, I have not actually posted any of these yet, which is crazy. As I said in my first video, I filmed the introduction video in January, and I was like, oh, I'll wait to post, obviously, because I was going to post them both together regardless. I was like, oh, I'll wait to post at all until the second video's done. Well, it took longer to film the second video than I thought, just because I was finishing up school and everything was so hectic, and I was kind of backing out of doing this a little bit, I'm gonna be honest. And so I was kind of on the fence of if I was going to continue to do this. So it was about a little over a month between the first and second video. So when I did the second video, which is technically, I'll call it my first official video, I filmed 2 other videos that day. So obviously I'm planning on only posting once a week. I might post more than that a week. I might not post every week. I don't know yet. But I wanted to, you know, since I was already in the groove of filming anyway, I was like, let me film more videos and then I'll just, like, bulk edit them. That way, like, I have a couple stocked up just in case there was a week I couldn't film or something. So I'm still kind of doing that a little bit. I'm not planning on continuing that too much because I don't want these all to be completely, like, out of date or majorly behind. But it is still currently the end of February and I haven't actually posted anything yet. I'm planning on posting the introduction video and the first video this Saturday because I think my general vibe for the channel was kind of like a late night or like cozy chatter kind of friend group vibe. I wanted these to kind of be like a let's, you know, just sit down and chat and vent and take our mind off things kind of videos and kind of channel. You know, a Friday or a Saturday would kind of fit posting wise. And I was gonna do it last week, but by the time that I was done editing, I think it was Friday or Saturday, and I was like, I don't want to post them immediately when I'm done. Like, I wanted to sit with it for a bit and kind of take my time, and I didn't want to rush into anything because didn't have the thumbnails done, and I didn't have my banner for the channel yet, which I have all of those done now. So I didn't want to rush into anything, but it's kind of crazy to do these videos because this is my 6th video that I'm filming now and I haven't actually posted any of them, so it's kind of crazy to prepare and plan so much for a channel that's not a thing yet, but it's kind of nice. It's also really weird because nobody knows that I'm doing this. Like, I haven't told anybody that I'm making a YouTube channel and that I'm making these videos. I didn't necessarily like plan to not tell people. I didn't plan to tell them. I don't know. I haven't fully decided like when I want to tell people or like how I want to bring it up, but I think like doing this not in secret, that sounds weird, but like doing this without people knowing, I think kind of makes it harder to go through with it a little bit because like only I know about it, and the fact that I'm continuing to film these and the fact that I'm acting like this is already a channel and I haven't even posted them yet, it's just kind of crazy. I don't know, I just also feel like it would be easier in some ways if I was just honest with the people around me and I told like my family and friends that I was doing this. But I don't know, I feel like I kind of just want to keep it to myself for right now, even though it's really difficult because I feel like I would be less hesitant if people that I see and talk to every day knew that I was doing this, because I feel like, I don't know, there's this strange fear I have that like what if they find out before I tell them? And I don't know. I also just don't know how they're gonna take it. Like, I don't know what they'll think. Or, I don't know. They can't watch them. That would destroy me. I can't have that happen. And if they do, I can't know that they're watching them. Ugh. I can't. My plan is definitely this Saturday to post the first 2 videos and kind of hope for the best, I guess. Like I said, I made my banner for the channel. I think it turned out so cute. I'm actually so obsessed with it. I was debating on like what I wanted to do. I was gonna do originally like kind of like a strip collage of like different photos and like just have my name or like the title and then my name. But then I was like, I love collage photos, like that kind of like aesthetic, because I make like collage wallpapers all the time and I just love them. They're so fun because you can add so much. Like, I like adding little stickers and like little tiny pictures around the whatever else is on them. So I was like, well, I think it's only fitting that I do that for this too. But I think it sums up me and the channel in a subtle way. in like a, I don't know, a smaller scale way. I also, like, I've been kind of thinking about like thumbnails and stuff. I almost want to just do more simple. I was looking around on YouTube the other day looking at like some of the YouTubers that I watch that are kind of a little bit more similar to the videos that I make. They all have very simple thumbnails. And I love that. And I don't judge thumbnails very much. I know that a lot of people do. I feel like the whole YouTube stigma is like, nobody's clicking on your videos because your thumbnails suck. And it's like, girl, I feel like a lot of people are doing too much. And personally, I almost judge the opposite way. Like, if you're doing too much with your thumbnail, I'm not watching. Because it just makes me feel like I'm watching a Mr. Beast video, and I don't. So I definitely want to do, like, simple, just, like I've been doing. Just kind of like a picture and text. That's all. Sometimes maybe I'll do something a little bit more out there with them. It depends on the video, I think. Like, currently, at this point in time, I haven't made the thumbnail for the art video, but I think I want to do something a little bit more fun than the first few videos, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm excited, though. I'm definitely becoming more comfortable doing these, and I don't know, I think about it differently now. Like, I was much more unsure of this before, but now, like I said, this is my 6th one. I feel like I'm in some ways a pro at this by now. I have my editing style down. I have my vision for the overall channel kind of fully put together. It is funny. I kind of changed my mind almost about a little bit about what these videos were going to be. Because I don't know if I said this in any of them, but like to myself, I was like, oh, they'll be like sit down talking videos and like whatever. And I said, and sometimes they'll be like at night or like, you know, what, cozy nighttime, you know, let's chat videos. After the sketchbook review video, I've done every single one of them at night, which is funny because the first 3 were the same day. So past that point, all of them have been at night. And I don't know, I think that's funny because I was like, sometimes we'll do that. Sometimes it's just easier for me to do them later at night or like before I go to sleep or something. Because like, you know, everybody goes to bed and like currently I'm downstairs, like even in my room at night. I feel like the house is quiet. I'm a lot more at ease, you know, late at night. I'm kind of a night owl person. I'm a little bit of both. Like I can be a morning person, but I also, like, I feel like I kind of come to life at night a little bit. I've always been that way, though. So I think it only makes sense for me to do these kind of later in the day or, like, at night or something. I don't know, it just kind of puts a more chill, kind of cozy vibe to the whole video and channel, which is honestly what I was going for, so. I talked a little bit before about some of my writing and the things that I'm working on currently. I still haven't finished anything, but I would say I'm working on 3 things. Kind of like consistently. 2 of them are fiction and one's kind of like, it's a collection book of like different things that I've written. They're not necessarily poems, but like kind of like thought piece essays a little bit. I don't really know how to describe them, honestly. They're just kind of short essay like pieces about, how do I describe this? The book is going to be called Thoughts to Have, so they're kind of just like pieces that I write in the middle of the night, or like, you know, stuff that just comes to me when I'm kind of reflecting or something. So I write them about like experiences in my life or what feelings that I'm having at certain points in my life about certain topics or experiences that I've had. I was going through a couple of them because I write everything in my notes app, so I just kind of have like a writing collection in my notes, and I was going through some of them to see if I had anything that I could add to the book. And I came across one that I actually completely forgot that I wrote. I think I know who it's about, but I'm not entirely sure. But it was crazy to read something that I wrote, I want to say maybe a year ago. And like, I wasn't that much younger, but it's just insane because I don't feel that way anymore. It's insane. Like, it was the emotion that I had when I was writing that was just so, like, raw in a way. Like, I remember feeling that. But it's so crazy because, like, I don't feel that now. Isn't that weird? Like, I remember genuinely feeling those and genuinely experiencing that pain. But I've moved past it, and that's great. And a part of me feels like writing that was how I moved past it, which is honestly just my favorite part of writing. Because, like, I feel like in many ways, like, there's no better way to get over something than just to get it out in whatever kind of art form that you like. But it was so weird to read something like that and almost feel like I didn't write it myself. Like I had detached myself from that feeling so much that I almost felt like I was reading somebody else's writing. And it honestly wasn't bad. At least I don't think so. I had revised it a little bit because I am a year older, and it was one of those situations where, like, I was just kind of, like, writing in the moment. Like, I didn't sit down and think about it. I was just kind of writing what I thought, and I was like, oh, I'll go back to it and edit it later. And I just hadn't yet. So I did. And I like it a lot better now, and I changed the ending, actually, because it was about a certain person and, like, feeling like you've changed yourself for them and have tried everything that you possibly could do to get them to notice you and to get them to care about you. And it was directed towards this person. Like, it was about talking to this person and saying, like I loved you, but at what cost? And kind of, you know, like, one of those things, like, I tried all these things to be the person that I thought you wanted. And it was like, the original ending kind of left off on, like, a positive note a little bit, or like a I still love you kind of note. And I was like, you know, as I read it, having moved on and now having separated myself from that feeling, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna change that, actually. Like, let's not continue to feed into this. Like, the reason I think it's good is because, like, I immediately was so lost in it, in, like, a not to, like, overly compliment myself way, but it was just so genuine, and I was almost surprised by that, because I just didn't expect that for myself. But it was so genuine that I was kind of lost in, like, the feeling of what I was writing. And then I read the end and I was like, girl, that's not what we were talking about this whole time. Like, I don't know, I feel like I almost, like, chinsed out on the ending originally when I wrote it, and I was like, I have to change this now. So I did, and I like the ending a lot more now. Like, it still keeps that sort of, like, you did this to me, you did this to us kind of thing. And this kind of, like, reclaiming the self kind of vibe of, like, I'm not gonna let you do this to me. I'm not gonna let you try to change me. Whether they're doing it or not, like, it's not, you almost want to blame the person that you're talking about, but it's really not their fault. It's no one's fault, really. It's one of those situations, which are honestly difficult because you can't be mad at the person. Like, it's not their fault that you felt this way. It was just so interesting to read that, because I had completely forgotten that I wrote that, and it just kind of makes you realize, like, I was really deep in my feels that time in my life. It's so crazy to look back at, like, some of the things that I wrote in the past, because I almost in a weird way feel like I was better then. I'm not saying that, like, I think I'm bad now, but I never think I'm that great of a writer, but I just feel like I haven't had that kind of, like, oomph in my writing lately. Like, I feel like I've lost my spark, kind of. And my hope for this year and this kind of trial period of, like, me expressing myself differently or trying new things or gaining a new perspective in life is that maybe I get that spark back, finishing school and doing this and just kind of coming to terms with, like, growing up and being in my 20s and letting go of some things in my past and allowing myself to welcome things from my future. I hope all of that kind of helps me regain some of that passion that I once had, I think, is maybe what I'm lacking. I don't know, I just feel like lately everything that I've been writing just hasn't had that kind of emotion in it. I feel like I can't grab on to that kind of sincere, genuine, like, ugly emotion, you know, like the nitty-gritty, like, raw emotion that nobody wants to talk about or feel or express openly. I feel like I haven't done that in a long time, which is really upsetting because I love writing so much and I want nothing more than to be a writer and to be an author and to have something for others to read and to gain something from, hopefully. Like, I'm so excited for Thoughts to Have because I've been collecting these, whatever you want to call them, poems or essays, whatever, of just my genuine feelings, my genuine self, my every experience in life. I've been writing these for so many years, and I feel like a collection book of these kind of things would be so amazing for me and potentially other people to have, and to be able to say that, like, I did that. You know, somebody who, you know, I don't express myself well. I don't express myself well. I don't show emotion very often. Or, like, I don't know. I just don't feel like I feel like I can't always express myself in the way that I want to, especially with words. But writing's always kind of been the way that I can do that. And so I think that having something like that will just kind of let a part of myself be known to the world and to others. And I think that's good. I think it'll kind of open a lot of people's eyes to a different side of myself. And honestly, I really want to do it. I think having a book of my own, like a physical in my hand, I can hold it, book, is going to be amazing. I also still definitely want to do fiction, because like I said, I have two books that I'm currently working on. One's a rom-com, one's a kind of sci-fi dystopian book. I never want to be put into a box. That's absolutely, like, I draw the line at, like, staying to one thing, personally, for me. Like, I kind of stopped working on Thoughts to Have for a while because I was like, well, I don't want to put it out first, because I thought then I would only be, like, limited to self-help books or, like, these kind of, like, thought piece style collections or something. And I genuinely, like, Thoughts to Have is going to be amazing for me to have and to work on and to say that it's mine. But where my writing lies with my passion is fiction. These kind of, like, intricate world-building stories. That's where I really want to be. So I was definitely worried in the beginning because I thought that, like, publishing companies would kind of push me into being one thing. And I don't know if that's true yet, but I'm not going to let that be true. Because I just want to do whatever I want to do. You know, not in, like, a bratty way. But I think there's something to be said for, like, just speaking your truth at all facets of life. I think that film school kind of helped me with that too. Because, like, film-wise, I wouldn't put myself in a box. You know, I wouldn't say that I can only do documentaries or I could only do short films. Like, I've done, in my time in school, I've done so many different kinds of things. I did a short horror film, I did a documentary, I did commercials, like, I did all kinds of different things, and I would never limit myself to saying that I could only do certain things. Because that's not what I want. I want to do all kinds of different projects and all kinds of different art forms and film styles and writing styles. I think in the art industry, a lot of people limit themselves, whether they want to only do certain things or whether that's something that's kind of pushed on them. I think that people limit themselves too much, and honestly, I think you should just do what you want. Like, you don't have to be known for one thing. You can be known for multiple things. So yeah, that's my plan, is to kind of collect some more pieces for my collection book and meanwhile work on my fiction writing. I'm genuinely so excited. I do want to share some more about the Dystopian book when I continue and when I kind of get closer to a point where I feel like I can start talking about it. I haven't told anybody about it, really. Like, I told my sister that I was writing it because she and I always talk about the stuff that I write, but I haven't told her anything about it. Like, she doesn't know what it's about. She just knows that it's kind of dystopian. But I'm so excited. I love writing so much. It really fuels me in a way like I've never felt before. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out some of my other videos if you're interested. And I will see you next time. Love you.